Our top story. The Prime Minister has said the government will do what it can to protect consumers following a spike in gas prices. Speaking in New York, Boris Johnson said people won't be short of food this winter. Our political editor Laura Kuenssberg began by asking the Prime Minister what his government are doing about what's turning into a real crisis in energy.
First of all, everybody needs to understand what is going on. This is really being caused, these spikes in hydrocarbon prices, in gas prices, are being caused by the world economy waking up after quite a long period of cryogenic paralysis. It's unfreezing everywhere, and that is causing supply chain problems. It is causing spikes in prices. So a couple of things that obviously we're doing. We're going to be working with the companies to make sure that we can keep the supplies going. On the carbon dioxide issue, that's particularly important for some industries. We're taking direct steps to make sure that that continues to be available.
So can you confirm that you will subsidise that particular part of the market?
We'll do what's necessary to, and you'll be hearing a bit more about that later on in the day.
And when it comes to energy and gas, what are you going to do?
We'll do what we can to protect consumers in this interim period. And I want to stress that it is an interim period. And I think what people want to see is the medium long-term strategy. And what this really shows, the spike in gas prices, is why the government is, I think, correct to be going for long-term, sustainable, renewable solutions.
But what people at home want to know, Prime Minister, is what is going to happen to their energy bill.
Yes.
What is going to happen in the next few weeks and months? People at home are hearing about possible shortages on supermarket shelves. People are seeing energy companies go under. This is a very worrying time. What are you going to do?
I think that, first of all, I think people should understand the short-term nature of this, the causes of it. It's caused by the global economy coming back to life, and we're going to address the various supply chain problems, the spikes, in every way that we can.
But how?
And that obviously we're talking to the energy companies, doing what we can to keep prices low, to make sure that the supermarket shelves aren't empty, and we have very, very good supply chains in the UK.
But
if I can just finish this, Laura, in the long term, I think what people want to know is what is the way forward. And first of all, the market across the world is going to start clearing these problems, and they will rectify themselves. But secondly, what it's showing is why it's absolutely right to be investing in wind, to be investing in solar, but also to be putting in nuclear. So if you look at our 10-point plan for the Green Industrial Revolution...
Forgive me, Prime Minister,
Laura,
I think at the moment people would like to know how they're going to put food on the table in the next few weeks and months, rather than thinking about a long-term 10-point plan.
Just on that, Laura, if I may, actually, I don't know quite what you're saying, but I don't believe that people will be short of food, and wages are actually rising now under this government, if that's what you're driving.
But prices
wages
are
now
rising,
rising under this government
Prime Minister,
for the first time in decades,
Prime Minister,
and that is a great thing.
Energy bills are rising, food prices are rising, inflation is rising, and very soon also the government is going to remove £20 a week from some families who believe they really cannot afford that. Now, do you really understand the pressure that some people are feeling at home?
Yes, and that's why we've raised the living wage by the record amount, and that's why we are doing everything we can to help people, as we have done throughout this pandemic. And what you're actually seeing is the economy with the fastest growth rate, which the OECD again confirmed this morning, anywhere in the G7, and you're seeing wages rise sustainably and above the rate of inflation for the first time in decades. People are
seeing prices rise. They are seeing a government that for millions of people are going to take away £20 a week. It's all very well for you to stand on the top of a skyscraper in New York and say you understand. If you really understood,
you're also on top of the skyscraper, and we're here to get the world to focus on tackling climate change.
Prime Minister,
one of the things that we're doing is trying to get people to move away from hydrocarbons, from reliance on hydrocarbons, to putting in clean, green energy sources on which our country can rely for generations to come.
If you really say you understand the pressure on people at home, is there any chance the government might think again on universal credit, or is that decision absolutely closed?
we think, Laura, that the best thing we can do is help people into high-wage, high-skilled jobs. That is what is happening. Unemployment is falling very rapidly, jobs are being created, and wages are rising. And rather than raising people's taxes to put more money into benefits, we want to see companies paying their workers more. So that's what they're doing.
So that is an absolute no to rethinking the universal credit decision, even despite rising pressures at the moment.
We believe the best way forward for the people of our country is a high-wage, high-skill economy with controlled immigration, rather than relying on the old approach, which was low wages, low skills, and uncontrolled immigration. That didn't work, and people voted against that. And I think our approach is the way forward.
Just finally, you're seeing Joe Biden at the White House later today. Do you think there might be any awkwardness after what happened in Afghanistan and how many people believe the UK was kept rather out of the loop?
I think that, on the contrary, I think that the relations between the UK and the US are about as good as they've been for a very long time. When I just got here, I mean, we all came out here 2 years ago. Today, we've ended the ban on British beef. We've ended the tariffs on Scotch whisky. We've just had a very important announcement that UK travellers can come to the US if they've been double vaccinated. Things are working very, very well, and we're also. If you look at the Biden White House, one of the great advantages of working with Joe Biden and his White House is that they are passionately committed to fixing climate change. So watch what the president has to say later on. I haven't seen it yet, but there is a very different mood in Washington about that issue, and that is crucial for the UK and for the rest of the world as we go forward to COP26 in Glasgow in November.
Prime Minister, thank you very much
Thank you.
indeed.